All right, looking back at Saturday, the game versus Weber State, huge game. Two teams tied at the top of the league standings, and we felt it would be a four-quarter battle, and it sure was. Give a lot of credit to Weber. They were tough and physical, and this was a hard-fought game, and we were pleased to come out with a win. Obviously a big key in the game was to get a special teams score on the opening kickoff, and then defensively forced 4 turnovers. We did not turn the ball over. That's a big stat in the game. So defense gave us some scoring opportunities. We were 3 for 3 in red zone scoring opportunities and hit 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. The last one was huge to put us up by 8. You can play it a little bit differently then. And then pressure on the quarterback in the second half was big for us. And the last thing I would say is probably we limited our penalties. We didn't hurt ourselves with penalties, and that was good to see. This week, another tough game. Team that's averaging 36 points a game. They're very balanced. They can throw the ball, spread the ball around a bit, spread their carries out with 2 different tailbacks, and we think the quarterback is very talented. He's a athletic guy, a big guy with strong arms, so always a concern. And then they're playing better on defense. Had won 2 games in a row now, so they'll have some momentum and have a lot to play for.
I'll get it out of the way. What's the status on Keystone?
Well, he's getting better, but he's pretty sore, so we'll just have to see how it plays out throughout the week. But he's recovered quickly in the past from injury, which keeps us somewhat optimistic.
With Northern Colorado's pass defense, it's the worst in the league. Does that kind of take a little of the pressure off, knowing you don't have to rush him back for this game, give him a little more time?
No, we don't really look at stats because the opponents, when you look at your opponents, it's all different matchups and all that. They've played some teams that really throw the football, so that changes. The stats, we just look at how we match up and how we think we can move the football and what we have to do. We're a lot different style team than some of the teams that they have played the past few weeks. So that's how we're looking at it. How we prepare for this game is how do we match up and where can we gain an advantage.
How does the game change without Keaton in there running your offense?
Well, it's just different player taking the snaps. That's how it's going to change. We have our offensive package that we need to run, and we need to study their defense to see what we can do best. So nothing's really going to change how we approach this, other than we're going to be playing a guy there, if he's not in there, that hasn't played a lot this year.
Do you feel that your team kind of can taste the championship now? Obviously you still have 2 more games to go, but from the beginning of the year to now, obviously it's a lot more likely now with only 2 games left. Can you kind of feel the team kind of sensing the fact?
Well, we have a lot of work to do. We know that, and I think you feel a different sense. We have better focus. We feel like we should get better energy because there's so much riding on the game when you come this far in a season. And our vision and our goal for the program is to win the Big Sky, and in order to do that, we've got to really prepare well this week, and that's what we're going to focus on with the team. And we want to really eliminate any outside distractions because you can get a lot of talk and different things going on with scenarios and all that, and we just can't be concerned about that one bit. We have to really focus on our preparation because we're in this thing late in the year and playing meaningful games in November, which is what we want to do and who we want to be.
Do you feel like Ryan will be your guy if Keaton's not able to go, or is that still a process that you're evaluating?
Yeah, we'll just take a look at it, how the guys practice, and how we think we have to play versus Northern Colorado. So that decision hasn't been made yet, and we're going to let it play out throughout the week.
Is there a big difference? It's one of the few places that still has natural grass on the surface. Is there a difference in terms of preparing for a natural grass versus one of these artificial fields?
Well, we'll go outside a little bit more. This is going to be our first game outside in a while, and I don't think so. These guys have grown up running around on grass their whole lives, and their turf out there is a pretty good turf, and we expect it to be a nice day, a decent day anyway, the way it looks. So it'll be a little bit different because we're outside again, but we've done this our entire lives, playing outside and running around on grass.
You talked about this Northern Colorado offense being really pretty explosive and balanced. What makes them, what do you see your defense having to kind of key on to stop this offense?
Well, we need to limit rushing yardage, and that's where we start all the time. If we can make them one-dimensional, that'll really help our chances, and you do that by stopping the run. But they're pretty good at running the football. We have a lot of respect for them for what they're doing and how they're going about it, and they've settled in with this transfer quarterback who's a mature guy that played at the FBS level, and we're impressed with how he plays and what they've done. Last week, they were very good on offense, very explosive.
Special teams is always a big key for you guys, and they're pretty good on special teams, returns. You guys are pretty good on returns. Kick coverage, though, is that going to be something that will be addressed this week in terms of how you guys go about it?
Yeah, we need to do better. We really do. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to take a look at personnel. We're going to take a look at what we're doing scheme-wise, and we just need to do better on that unit. Was not where we need it to be this past Saturday. Now, once again, I'd like to give our opponents some credit. Weber's up there in the nation and leading kickoffs, and that young man that returns the kickoff, he does a very good job, and he's real deceiving. You look at it, you say, how is he doing this? But he's doing it. Once you see him live, he's for real, and their kickoff return team is for real. But we've got to get better at that unit, no question.
You've won a lot of games this season by winning the turnover battle. If you do have to go with a more inexperienced quarterback, does that put more pressure on the defense, do you feel like?
No, I don't. We don't want to ever talk about putting pressure on. We obviously think we got to play really good defense to win games, and that's going to be the expectation going into the game. But we aren't going to change anything because of personnel or, how we approach things. Obviously our goal is to stop the run, make them one-dimensional, and create turnovers and create field position, and we'd like to score on defense. That's what you really want to do, and that's how we are building this program. So we don't talk about it as pressure on anybody. It's just something that we want to do and want it to be part of how we play football.
How do you talked about it in the post game on Saturday, but just, put into words what Cole Reyes is doing. When he's on the field, he's really an electric player for the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, like I said Saturday, number 8's a really good player. Makes a difference when he's out there. There were 2 outstanding plays, and he not only helps us in just his playmaking ability, but his leadership when he's on the field. I think it gives us a different energy level and a different amount of confidence. So he's important to our football team, and and when he plays, we seem to play better.
How much fun is this season? How much fun has it been?
It's a lot of fun. This is why we do it, and this is the vision we have, like we talk about, and we just really want to keep plugging away here and keep it in perspective. Though we can't get ahead of ourselves. We really got to focus. This day by day we put on our shirts. We got to live by it, because it's really important to just go one day at a time here and really focus on our preparation. Very good. All right, thanks, guys.